Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. Anthony Joshua says Joseph Parker is not being nice. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chat channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, I just listened to an interview on BBC Sport, bbc.com. Link is in the description in case you want to watch it yourself. And I want to read some quotes. Joshua says, he's basically talking about Joseph Parker holding a press conference, saying he's chinny. He says, I think it's not nice. I don't really respect it, and I have no time for it. What's he trying to do? Be the big bully? Demonize everything I've done? His opening statements, Joshua's opening statements were really weird to me, and I'm going to give my thoughts in a minute. He says, in Formula 1, golf, tennis, rugby, they are very classy people, respectable about their peers. Then you have people like Joseph Parker holding a press conference, talking about everything he thinks I am, basically saying he was trying to mislead the public, right? He also talks about like the money. He said, this is the first time in my career where the talk has been about money. That's what's holding it up. With Klitschko, it wasn't about the money. It was about getting the fight together with the belts. With Parker, it's a different story, and Wilder. No disrespect for them. They have their reasons, but I feel like the fans are not getting what they want. It would have been great to have it penciled in now, but it will happen in the future once they come to their senses. What they are offering is nothing, and what we are offering is 10 times better than what they can bring up themselves. So he's talking about the split, and he's basically saying Joseph Parker and Wilder have to come to their senses. Now, I like Joshua. I like him as a fighter. I like his just, you know what I mean, his rise to fame and his popularity, like his fighting style, stuff like that. But I totally disagree with AJ in a lot of recent interviews and things like that recently. That's my honest opinion. I keep it a buck with you guys, and that's how it's gonna be. For example, one thing I disagree with, see, I don't just talk about the problem. I don't just say I disagree. I'll explain. I'll give you examples. And things like telling the BBC Sport, in Formula 1, golf, tennis, rugby, they are very classy people, respectful to their peers. What does that have to do with boxing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, boxing is the hurt business. In golf, they're not, you know what I'm saying? If you get a hole in one, you're not going to go over and punch your opponent in the face. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? If you're at the Masters or whatever, you're not going to watch Tiger Woods just run up on Arnold Palmer or something and deck it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's not even, to me, that comparison is a moot point. Like, that doesn't even make sense, because every sport he named is an individual sport, and it's like a non-confrontation. Like Formula 1, I mean, what are they supposed to be driving their cars into each other? You know what I mean? Golf, tennis, like, of course, rugby, all these sports. I mean, rugby's a team sport. Tennis, there's a net that separates you. Boxing is just totally different. I mean, it's the same with any fighting combat sport, Muay Thai or MMA. You know what I mean? So I don't really understand that analogy, talking about these people are very classy and respectable. I mean, just boxing in general, just look at it. Boxing has no governing body. People like Antonio Margarito, he could try to end somebody's life basically with Paris of plaster and fake raps and stuff like that, and then still come back and get big fights with Cotto in a rematch and Manny Pacquiao for a title and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Boxing is just totally different. In the NBA, they're not going to let you keep doing like Povetkin and failing multiple drug tests and then you get to keep playing. You know what I mean? That's just, boxing is its own. So to me, Joshua kind of missed me with that whole thing, comparing it to all these other real sports that have nothing to do with boxing. Boxing is its own thing, and that's why we watch it, for the drama, the mano y mano. Other thing that was kind of weird to me, he says, I think it's not nice. Like, stuff like that is, these are fighters. They want something you have. You have a lot of fame. You have titles. They want that. So I don't really expect them to be nice. You know what I mean? And then he's saying that Joseph Parker's trying to demonize him. I haven't really seen that. When I think of the word demonize, I think of something different. Maybe that's just my interpretation of the word, but I don't see how Joseph Parker, I think, to me, with him, you're saying he has a glass chin and stuff like that. He's just trying to insult you. You know what I'm saying? He's just trying to make you appear vulnerable and embarrass you. But demonize, here, I just looked it up. To turn into a demon or make demon-like. Subject to the influence of demons. Like, I didn't really take that from the press conference. I think he was just trying to embarrass you and say your chin wasn't reliable. So, I mean, I'm not, this whole interview, I didn't understand it. You know what I mean? I don't think Joseph Parker was trying to demonize him or make him look like he's this big bad wolf or a crook or, you know what I mean, not a nice person. He's just trying to roast your chin. Just like Kell Brook, if Kell Brook is talking about Amir Khan, he might bring up, oh, Amir Khan, he gets knocked out or he has a glass chin. You know what I mean? He's just trying to get under your skin, basically. The other thing about coming to the senses, listen, I've already said my piece. I hate even having to talk about this because now these fighters are risking their lives. We all know that. And it comes to putting a price, as a fan, putting a price on what you think a fighter is worth. And it's very hard to quantify that. I mean, we have certain stats and different things we can draw from, but it's hard to say, oh, Joseph Parker absolutely is not worth 35%. Wilder is absolutely not worth this percent. You know what I mean? And put a percent, because a lot of times, especially from fans, when they're talking about percents, a lot of times they don't even like the opposing fighter, like Wilder. You don't care. You don't give a shit how much he gets. Because I've even seen it in the comment section. They're talking about, oh, Wilder, he should. If I were the promoter, I would give Wilder 10%. That's not realistic. That's not fair. You know what I mean? It don't matter if Joshua has 2 belts or not, but 10%. You know what I mean? So the whole subject is up for discussion or whatever. But I don't think 35% is asking for an astronomical number. And the thing is, Joshua was saying they have to come to their senses, but at the end of the day, he says what they are offering is nothing, and what we are offering is 10 times better. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to look at it like this. Joshua's already achieved the mountaintop. You know what I mean? He has a good name in Klitschko. He's already a star. He's a rock star, making good money, selling out venues. He has a good following, stuff like that. So now, it can't be about just money. You should be working on, in my opinion, solidifying your legacy. Like the Klitschko, even though he's 41 coming off a loss, I could still take out these young guys who are champions too, like the Joseph Parkers and like the Deontay Wilders. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the biggest fights at heavyweight right now are Joshua versus Wilder, Joseph Parker, or maybe like a Tyson Fury. That's it. Those are the biggest fights. And Tyson Fury, you got to put an asterisk by his name because he's out of shape. Yeah, he's training, but he was literally training in the summer with Billy Joe Saunders when Saunders was preparing for Willie Monroe, and then he just fell off. Plus, he has to have his UCAT hearing in the next couple of weeks or next couple of months. So we don't know what his future even holds. So realistically, the biggest fights for Joshua right now are Wilder or Joseph Parker. And that's just what it is. You know what I mean? So, like, to me, I think Team Joshua, he's saying that Parker and Wilder need to come to their senses. But I think Team Joshua and Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, they need to come to their senses. Because, like I said, they're already going to get a lot of money no matter who they fight. You know what I mean? Based on the popularity and the loyalty of UK fans. But fact of the matter is this. Joseph Parker and Wilder have something you should want, which is a title and to be able to unify. And I understand that you feel you're going to have to pay them more than they can get independently, which may be true, but they still have some hardware that you can get, and you'll still get recognition for being the first to defeat Joseph Parker, being the first to defeat Deontay Wilder. So to me, there has to be some kind of concession. You can't have everything your way. You know what I'm saying? And to me, 35% is not egregious. 40% is not egregious because, once again, those are the biggest fights out there for Joshua, and those are the most meaningful fights. Yeah, he could fight Dillian White again. There's no real point for that. Dillian White didn't look great in his last fight, and you already knocked him out. You already beat him. You know what I mean? So let Dillian White fight Gerald Big Baby Miller or something, right? You could fight Carlos Takam in a rematch, but people don't really care. You can fight Kubrat Pulev, but it's, to me, like I said, those fights don't really do anything. Like, yeah, you can sell some seats just because of the popularity of Joshua, but to me, those fights don't really do anything for, like, you've already beaten Klitschko, so you beating Takam again or Kubrat Pulev, what does that really prove to me? Probably nothing. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I kind of I disagree really with AJ. I think, like I said, even though you don't want to have to pay him X, Y, and Z, it would be worth it because you'll still get more recognition for getting their titles and beating undefeated champions in the unification, and they would be big fights. So it's not like they don't bring anything to the table. In my opinion, I think Joseph Parker or Wilder would be bigger than a Dillian White rematch. That's just my opinion. Or David Haye. David Haye can't even keep his body in order through a training camp. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a big fight. Nobody's trying to see you fight Tony Bellew. Let's say Tony Bellew beats Haye again. Tony Bellew, he's tiny next to Joshua. He didn't look big enough. You know what I mean? You can fight Cannon Briggs, who just got off a suspension and hasn't had a real big name in a while. So to me, I just disagree, and especially with it's not nice, and in golf and Formula One, you got different sportsmanship. Yeah, those are totally different sports. That's why. Let me know your thoughts. What should AJ do? Is he in the right? Do you think he could concede something to get these fights cracking? Like I said, me personally, I think those are the fights that are going to give him big fights and the most merit. Because if he wins, then he'll be a champion and he'll have defeated another person and taken their O, like he did with Dominic Breazeale. But this time it'll be against a champion in a unification. Just my thoughts. Link in the description. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.